The Pokeball is one of the most easily recognized items in all of gaming. Just like Ash with his alarm clock, Pokemon fans all over the world have imagined what it would be like to own a real Pokeball of their very own. And even though we have the wand company ones and plush ones, they're obviously not real. But it does beg the question, if a Pokeball were real, how much would it cost in real-world dollars? I mean, we see trainers buying them all the time and you lose one if it doesn't catch the Pokemon, so how much would that actually run you? To get started, we need to compare items in the Pokemon world with items in the real world to get a point of comparison. And luckily, Pokemarts and Pokemon Centers often stock drinks. Namely, fresh water, soda pop, which, by the way, is a ridiculous name. Just pick a lane, Pokemon, okay? By the way, Team Pop here. And, oh yeah, they also stock lemonade. These are all available for 200, 300, and 350 Pokedollars respectively. Now, I went down to my local gas station and got some prices for their real-world counterparts. Not a sponsor, by the way, but if any of these brands want to sponsor me, give me a call. But anyway, if we divide all of those real-world prices by their in-game prices, that gives us 0.0083 or 0.83%. Now, please keep in mind that's 0.83%, not 83%. That's gonna matter in a minute. Alright, so now let's take the price of that Pokeball, 200 Pokedollars, and multiply it times 0.0083. And that gives us $1.67 in US currency. And if you happen to be curious, that's 1.52 euros, 140 Indian rupees, or 230 Japanese yen. And honestly, them being so cheap actually makes sense. I mean, people go through these things like water. But let's take this one step further. After all, the Pokeball is just one, Pokeball that you have access to in your journey. I mean, how much would a Great Ball or Ultra Ball cost? Well, if we multiply their prices by our same ratio, we see that the 600 Pokedollar Great Ball is worth about 5 real dollars, an Ultra Ball at 800 Pokedollars is worth about $6.65, and since they don't sell Master Balls, I wanted something fancy, so those $3,000 luxury balls, yeah, they're gonna be just about $25 in the real world. And considering Pokemon still break out of those all the time, I can see why it'd be kind of a flashy expense. And even though we now know how much all those other balls cost, I still want to know what a Master Ball would cost. It's still pretty much the Holy Grail Pokeball in Pokemon, so how much does a Holy Grail cost? Now, even though you can't buy them or sell them, I have an idea. Right now, we have a point of comparison for real money to Pokemon money, but what if we do the same thing for different types of Pokeballs? So, Pokeballs cost 200 Pokedollars and have a catch rate of 1, Great Balls cost 600 Pokedollars and have a catch rate of 1.5, and Ultra Balls cost 800 Pokedollars and have a catch rate of 2. And bingo, there's our data. It actually turns out that Great and Ultra Balls are priced at Pokeball prices, multiplied times double their respective catch rates. See, 1.5 times 2 is 3, multiplied times 200 is 600. And 2 times 2 is 4, multiplied times 200 is again 800 Pokedollars. So then, what's the catch rate of a Master Ball? Well, since it works every single time, it basically has a maxed out catch rate. And you'd think that that would be 100, like 100%, but in Pokemon, maxed out stats are 255. So let's do some math. So 255 times 2 is 510, and if we multiply that times 200, that gives us 102,000 Pokedollars. So let's take that figure and multiply it times 0.0083, and that gives us the price of a Master Ball at $846.60, which is surprisingly cheap considering it could catch, God. But it's important to remember that pretty much all Master Balls are prototypes. If they ever made them widely available, I'm sure Silphco would just upcharge the heck out of them. But hey, capitalism gotta capitalize, right? Either way, that's how much a Pokeball, Great Ball, Ultra Ball, Luxury Ball, and Master Ball would cost if they were real. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. And you know, while you're down there, let me know what fictional item I should do a deep dive on next. But most importantly, until next time, make sure you have yourself a happy, epic, awesome, and amazing day.